Hello, everyone, and welcome to January's installment of the Fresh Forum. Today, I'm super excited. We will explore the topics of weight management and how to successfully maintain a healthy diet with premium vitamin and supplement brand Irwin Naturals. Dr. Jeffrey Burke is here with us. Jeff is a national educator for Irwin Naturals, and he'll be talking to us today about appetite control, metabolism, and long-term weight management maintenance. Now, after being in the industry for 43 years and being on a national radio talk show as a host, and he did that for 4 decades, Jeff has learned one thing more than anything else. Everyone wants to get healthy, they want to be healthy, and most importantly, they want to stay healthy. Now, his extensive training and education style, it really makes understanding the process of getting healthier much easier. Now, he has been witness to a metamorphosis of incredible proportion in this industry. Now, Dr. Burke has had the pleasure to work with the best minds in the industry, as well as hundreds of amazing companies, and they've helped launch numerous product lines for consumers. So, Jeff, welcome so much. Welcome to the Fresh Forum. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to be here. And thank you for
Yeah.
everyone that is tuned in today. It's always great when we can start getting a little bit more information and a little bit more clarity. We were talking the other day about, we are bombarded today with lots of information, but
Mhm.
sometimes we're bombarded with a lot of misinformation. And let's face it, we have no patience, none of us. And most of us want to make the corrections within a very short period of time. And sometimes we will buy into things that sound too good to be true because they usually are. So we need to have reality checks. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about weight management and reality and things that can make a difference, and also some of the great products and also some tips that might just make your journey a little bit better and a little bit more successful.
That sounds amazing. Let's go ahead and jump in. And I love how you keep it easy and simple to understand, right? So sometimes we could be a little intimidated by all of that educational information out there. So thank you for keeping it easy for us.
My pleasure. Well, first of all, once again, my name is Dr. Jeffrey Burke. I am a natural products industry insider for now 43 years. I am the national educator for Irwin Naturals and Nature's Secret. I am a naturopathic practitioner, a master herbalist, a certified health specialist. I also have been a national radio talk show host for 42 years. And also adding in the area of being a lecturer, of course, author, educator. Things that I like to do is spread the good word and help to resolve, like I mentioned, a lot of that misinformation that's out there. So we're in a new year. It's 2024. We've turned the page, obviously. We're actually almost through our first month. How you doing? Are you stress-free or are you stressful? Are you sticking to your resolutions or your goals and your journey? A lot of us do have a tendency to fall off the wagon. And I think many times it happens because we're not really prepared, or maybe we didn't take the time to put things in order and be honest with ourselves about what we can do, or we set our goals way too out of reach and out of control. So, Irwin Naturals, we are well known for a lot of things in the industry, for formulating clinical ingredient time tested formulas, for following the science and research and published studies, for sticking to our philosophy as the industry's premier soft gel company, for utilizing rigorous testing, for creating multiple pronged formulas, meaning we put a lot of ingredients in our formulas to give people a much better chance to be successful. We do use BioPerine in every one of our products, and we'll talk about that as we continue. Glass bottles and understandable labeling are things that we're known for, and we want to make sure that people know that our products are bioavailable, they're absorbable, and we are very much, as our motto, making things high quality and with great integrity. So at Irwin Naturals, we address the issues surrounding taking supplements and why many times the results of using our soft gel formulations may be more noticeable for many people. We use soft gel technology and are known as the industry soft gel company, and we're very proud of this title because it makes our job, better to be able to ensure that people get great results in what they're trying to do. Something as simple as a soft gel or incredible nutrient delivery can yield us monumental benefits. Our liquid soft gels are very easy to swallow. They are formulated to ensure an 8 to 15-minute dissolution breakdown. We have the addition of black pepper, which is BioPerine, to every single soft gel to provide better results to keep us on track. And sometimes we have to address the elephant in the room, which is Many people have a digestive system today that does not work very well. That's why there's so many people that are on digestive products and acids and using proton pump inhibitors because their digestion is so poor. If your digestion is not addressed and you're not really eating well and you're not taking enzymes and probiotics, you're going to have a system that doesn't work as well. So we love being able to use a soft gel because they break down so easily. Black pepper or bioperin, which is their trademark name, helps to increase the availability of the nutrients that are in our products. It also helps with that absorbability factor, increasing blood flow to the intestines, and also making sure that our enzymes are working more effectively, giving us more bang for our buck, if you will, and also making sure that it helps to get things to where they need to go in a digestible form. This is just some little side tip here. Increased absorption by percentage. CoQ10 within a soft gel where there is that black pepper, you can increase the absorption by 32%. Selenium over 40%, vitamin C over 50%, beta carotene, which is our provitamin A, over 60%. One of the things I didn't list here is also curcumin, turmeric, such a huge, gigantic difference in absorbability. People get to feel the benefits of turmeric. So it really does make a difference in our products. Bioperin looks to be one of the most clinically studied black pepper extracts in the world, and we use it because of the fact that it's high quality. We use right around 5 milligrams per soft gel, and we even add a little ginger back in there to make sure that they're buffered and gentle on the digestive tract. So, well, some people will say, are there any complications with using black pepper extract? There are people that couldn't use it. Yeah, of course. There's also people that shouldn't use any vitamins or people that can't use any things that may possibly thin the blood. There are some circulatory benefits that come about when you are using bioperin in there. But let's say you're going into surgery or you are on a blood thinner. You also have to be concerned with basic things like vitamin E and cayenne pepper and boswellia, cinnamon and turmeric and ginkgo biloba and donquai and even garlic, which all in their own right, need to be utilized with someone that wants to help with blood flow, but may need to be kind of cautious if they're on a blood thinner. This is when having your conversations with your medical practitioner is very important. Is it the same as using black pepper at the table? No. Benefits? Yes. Absorbability and better potency for our nutrients in the soft gels. So, nutritional oils. A lot of people think, well, you're a soft gel company, you put an oil in there. Do you throw the same oil in every product? No. We choose between 14 different oils. We choose an oil as carefully as we do the components of a Thanksgiving meal. We make sure that we are balancing, we are using the right oil, and we choose the oil and we tailor it for the individual formula. Imagine, if you will, a table with all of the nutrients in that product sitting around. Our oil sits at that table as well, because many instances it's bringing enough nutrition that it actually is a supplement in many cases in its own right. So it's actually bringing something to the table besides suspending the nutrients within the soft gel. We make sure that it adds to the overall benefit, like a B complex. We probably would use MCT oil because it's more energy. More anti-inflammatory products, probably fish oil, flaxseed oil. Women's products, evening primrose oil. So we choose it appropriately to make sure it's better all the way through. We know that today's technology proves to us by the studies, it gives us a roadmap of ingredients and findings that are so important for us today, teaching us about the success of individual nutrients. At Irwin Naturals, we know that there is no reason with today's technology to manufacture nutritional products utilizing a guessing process or on a whim. There's no reason for that. The ever-changing, formula of published studies that are there for us to look at, to learn from. We can build on it, and that's what we try to do. So we use these published studies because we don't need to reinvent the wheel. When the foundation studies have been done, let's use all their hard work and let's tailor it to the products we're trying to manufacture to give our consumers products that make a difference. So the other thing is testing. We do rigorous testing. And the great thing about when you're testing products is you want to make sure that you are looking at all the parts of the product. We want to make sure that our products are easy to understand. That's part of the process as well. We're testing our labels. We're also making sure that we have full disclosure formulas. We're testing the understandability, if you will, of the labels. We're also trying to make sure that we're keeping the understandable labels, in a form that people can look at the label and say, oh, I know what that's for. That's great. That makes sense. And we also pride ourselves on being affordable while having effective products at the same time. The final testing process is where we test all of the raw ingredients. We follow CGMP, which is current good manufacturing practices across all facilities, and we are compliant with dietary supplement regulations. Excuse me. I'm in Oklahoma. It's really cold here. I'm not used to this, so bear with me. The other thing that I think is important that I know a lot of companies don't do, when you're testing all the individual nutrients for impurities and heavy metals, and once they test pure and you put them into a storage facility, you may pull them out every couple months, retest them, put them back in, and when you're ready, they have been tested quite a few times. At this point, you take all of these tested ingredients that you need for the individual product, and what you do is you run the line. So now the products have been made. But let's say, what if product A and product C mix together in a weird way and they change during the mixing process? That's why we test our finished products. We want to make sure that everybody has the availability of having a product pure from the beginning, but also pure as far as when they're tested. We also know that the industry is changing. The health needs of customers and consumers around the country are changing all the time. The status of health in our country has changed dramatically. Environmental changes. The pandemic caused a lot of different kinds of changes. Mental health is changing constantly. We're having to learn. We're having to innovate. We're having to stay on top of our game. You can't sit back on your laurels when you are a company that people rely on for breaking edge, groundbreaking formulas, utilizing the changing effects of the industry, the environment, and people as well. So kind of in summary of our Irwin advantage, why we set ourselves apart from, people that are actually out there and, what is different. Excuse me. We have multi-pronged formulas. Multi-pronged formulas mean that we put a lot of ingredients because two of the ingredients may work well for one person, but the addition of the third may work better for somebody else. So why not put all of the proven ingredients in a formula to make sure that we have a better chance of capturing the needs of the consumer? High quality, superior bioavailability, liquid soft gels, glass bottles, amazing technology, high quality testing. These are things that people get to feel very safe and healthy and with great transparency. And that's been Irwin Naturals for the last 25 years. So when people say to me all the time, they say, where do we go from here? Well, questions come in all the time. The most common questions are the things we talked about today. Name an advantage and a benefit to using Irwin Naturals. Well, one of the best benefits would be quality, integrity, safety, and absorbability. The benefits. Why is testing raw ingredients important and why testing the final end products important? Because things change. Because of the fact that we want to make sure that safety is first. Effects and good final end results are the things that people notice, and that comes with great testing. The benefit of using black pepper or BioPerine, absorbability, enhancement of nutrients, making sure that things break down quickly, getting the most bang for your buck out of the products. Very important. So, if you will, move this up a little bit. There we go. Weight management is tough. I'm just going to say it right out from the very beginning. When people first start getting healthy and they want to get their weight control under control, we all have failures that have happened along the way. We have the best intentions. We really do. And every one of us has said at one time or another, if not daily for the longest time, I need to lose weight. A lot of us during the pandemic gained a lot of weight because of inactivity and lack of visibility. And then the rest of us probably have just let ourselves go for a while, but health reasons, not feeling good in our own skin, not feeling comfortable, whatever the reason is, we all want to be in a better, healthy shape. So, why have we or have we not been successful? Was it the diet program that didn't work? Is it the kind of diet that we tried that wasn't a good choice for us? Did we do our homework? Did we read the criteria of the program, or did we just sign on because we heard a few friends talking about it? We decided to do it as well. Did I follow it strictly for more than a few days? Because there's our lack of patience once again. Did I add any tools to make it better and more effective? Was I totally impatient? Did I give up way too quick? There's a good chance we may have. And finally, did I make the lifestyle changes that were needed? Sometimes we have a tendency not to do that. Nearly 40% of American adults age 20 and over are considered obese. Let's face it, the COVID-19 didn't help at all. Many states had obesity rates that jumped up over 35%. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, and children, we're looking at our children today. I don't know. When I was a kid, it seemed like, we were outside more, we ran around more, we were so busy, we weren't sitting behind computers. You couldn't get us in the house. We can't get today's kids out of the house. And because we have sedentary lifestyles, we have very big growing diabetes and obesity in children and young adults. But it's catching all the way through. No matter what age bracket you're in now, obesity and being overweight and weight management are things we need to be focusing on because it's happening all the way around us. So, with the emergence of innovation and new groundbreaking ingredients, the weight management category is constantly evolving. We're always on the alert for the next breakthrough product. Although most of us don't admit to our impatience, secretly, we all want the magic wand. Me too. But we don't have a magic wand. We have to do the work. According to Nielsen data, Irwin Naturals ranks at one of the top selling companies in the weight management category and continues to show more and more success and growth in this space. And we pride ourselves on that. New things, new findings, new technology, new delivery systems. We do everything we can to make sure we're giving people the best chance. Because when it comes to weight management, people will try something once. But if they see results, they're going to stay on it, stay motivated. And that's so important in this category. So we have choices today. We have formulated at Irwin Naturals products that utilize today's technology with the availability of certain tools. We wanted to have products that hit the major categories: overeating, hunger pangs, low energy, fat burning, exercise enhancement products that make our exercise work better for us, fatigue, tiredness, exhaustion, but still being able to kind of be active, things that give us an edge over that exhaustion, and also cleansing and digestion. If your gut is not working properly and you're backed up and plugged up with impurities and you're not moving the waste material, that is a big deterrent for seeing the movement on the scale or seeing a difference in your weight. Now, what I wanted to mention one more time is the patience issue. A little story I want to tell you that's kind of fun. I have a friend that went on a diet. It was a couple years ago, and over the first quarter, she lost 10 pounds. And I was ecstatic because I figured by the end of the year, she'd have that 40 pounds off. But she was impatient and she wanted to lose like 50 pounds, like in a month, of course. So I said, "When are you going grocery shopping?" She goes, "I'm on my way." I said, "Call me from the store." So she did. And I said, "Go to the baking aisle." So she did. I said, "Find the sugar. Pick up 2 5-pound bags of sugar, put them in your arm, and then push your shopping cart and call me back." About 5 minutes later, she called me back and she says, "Oh my goodness, those 2 bags are so heavy. I can't believe how much weight they are." And I said, "Uh-huh." And I said, "How much did they weigh?" And she goes, 10 pounds. And I said, "How much did you lose?" And she goes, 10 pounds. And then she said, "Oh, we have to realize that we didn't gain all of our weight overnight. We need to remember that 10 pounds loss can take the edge off being a type 2 diabetic, can lower blood pressure, can reduce your rate for heart disease, can give you better mobility, better flexibility, be able to actually tie your shoes without losing your breath. 3 months later, you can lose another 10 pounds. That's 20 pounds. That's 4 bags of sugar. Before you know it, you're carrying a bag of dog food over your shoulder with 40 pounds. Be patient with yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. That being said, these are some of our top products that we have in the weight management category. our berberine, which I will talk about, and our stored fat belly burner. I'll talk about those upcoming. But fat reduction is a triple diet. This is an energy product for people that have low energy to keep them going, but it's stimulant free. So you don't get jittery, you don't get nervous. If you remember way back when we used to have things like ephedra, people loved it because it made them so much energy, but you couldn't hold your fork because you were shaking from the nervousness. Well, this is something that gives you the energy, but all on the inside. You kind of feel that natural energy. Stubborn fat metabolizer is a metabolic enhancer. This is something that I love to use before I exercise because it gives you energy. It kind of makes you sweat. You feel the workout. You feel really good. It curbs the appetite. It gives you a really good stimulant. And it just feels like you're really burning effectively, which is motivating for me. People love this. The gut to brain is great for people that are hungry in the head and hungry in the gut. It's amazing. It actually shuts down the appetite in a nice, natural, non-stimulant way. And because most of us, when we think we're hungry, we probably are just thinking we're hungry. Because really, seriously, when was the last time you were really hungry in your stomach? Because we don't go that long without eating. So this is a great product to naturally curb the appetite and tell the brain you're not overly hungry, and tell the stomach you're fine as well. And it's a wonderful product, gut to brain, brain to gut, doing very, very well. 3-in-1 carb blocker, what a great product. This is for the people that should cut out their carbohydrates, but they absolutely refuse to, and also for the people that have cut out their carbohydrates. This is a product that blocks the alpha amylase enzyme from converting the carbohydrate starches, a portion of them, to fat. So I have people that use this only when they go out to eat like pasta, or they're cheating on bread, or they want a big potato. They'll use it before that. And it just blocks a lot of those carbohydrate calories from turning into fat. It's wonderful. Non-stimulant. I also have a lot of people that use it because they will no way cut out their carbohydrates. So they want to block some of them from being converted. Those are my pasta, rice, potatoes, ding-dongs, ho-hos, tortillas, and bread people. We know who we are, and we're not going to give it up. So this is a great blocker for that. The kidney liver super cleanse, I add this in because many times we don't realize that sometimes cleaning the slate. I mean, if you have a blackboard in your office and you're trying to write things in the corner because there's so much written on it, you're not going to be able to write like you want. The best thing you have to do is clean it, wipe it down with a wet cloth, let it dry, start all over again and get a clean palette. If you're painting a masterpiece, you want a clean canvas. You don't want to keep painting over other pictures. It's the same thing. This is a way of cleaning the kidneys, the liver, cleaning out the system. It's 10 days. It just kind of gives you a cleaner palette, and it prepares you. And you can do it at the same time or before you start your weight management program. It just makes the body more adaptive to the changes that we need to focus on. So when you're thinking about diet, obviously a medical checkup is always a good idea if you've never had one or you haven't had one in a while. We need to relax and realize that we need to have balance in our life. We need to be active. If you have a partner that you can do this with, it's always more effective. We need a great night's rest, and we have some kind of activity that gets us moving. Doesn't matter what it is. And the other thing I want to say is, if you're going to do this, pick an eating program. Jenny Craig, Nutrisystem, Weight Watchers, intermittent fasting, high protein, low carb. It doesn't matter, but pick one that you can stick to for 90 days. So your body is not going up and down and not knowing what's going on. Give it 90 days, drink your 8 to 10 glasses of water a day, and do something in the movement area at least 3 times a week. Whether we're walking our pandemic overweight dogs, or whether we're getting out ourselves and going to the mall and window shopping while you're walking the mall, it doesn't matter. But get yourself active at least 3 days a week doing something you enjoy that you don't consider work. And keep a checklist. These are things that this is involved. People say, I never knew it was so involved. You're changing your world here. You're changing your life. Let's be prepared. We've all failed. We've all fallen off the wagon. Most of us don't dust ourselves off and catch the next wagon. We tuck and roll and run away, because we don't want to face that we failed. But failure just means that you're trying. So choose and stick to a program, eating program. Get a physical to check to make sure that your status of your health is good, or there's something you might not know about. Exercise and keep active. Have a weight management partner. Take your supplements. Utilize weight management tools. We'll talk about some of those. Get sleep, manage your stress, and drink a lot of water. And keep a journal. Because sometimes keeping a journal, you'll see when you have problem days or weeks, and you'll see what you did. Because it's always, Well, it's always something we're doing that's keeping us from being successful. And sometimes we don't want to take the responsibility that we're doing it, but we are. So, diet and exercise are foundational to any successful weight management program. You have to do that. There is no magic pill that's going to allow you to have your cake and eat it too. It's a big it's diet and movement and sleep and stress and decompressing from your crazy schedule. That's how we get results. So stored fat belly burner, this is one that I really wanted to talk about because stored fat belly burner, this has been taking the country by storm. It is unbelievable. This is a product that features Sinitrol, which is a citrus oil that comes from grapefruit and blood orange and tangerine and sweet orange. It's these citrus oils, and what they do is they have been clinically supported for weight loss technology. Now, when we first started studying this, they basically found that this Sinitrol helped to decrease abdominal fat and reduction of waist and hip circumference. Now, in the study, I think it was a 12-week study, people lost about 11% of the air fat they were trying to use. Now, that was without the diet, and that was without the water and without the movement. So can you imagine this 90-day eating program with water as well as doing this? I'm telling you, it is amazing. There's no real stimulant here. You don't feel jittery. Easy to swallow soft gels. And you take it, follow the directions on the bottle, and you're going to see that it does really, really well. Now, people will say to me all the time, this stimulates metabolism. It helps you find your happy place, helps us get back into our skinny jeans. People say all the time, what is adipose fat? So the easiest way I can describe it is, let's say in the morning we take our shower. We get out of the shower, we all do the same thing. We look at ourselves naked in the mirror. Let's face it, we all do. We're either saying, oh yeah, that workout's working out really well, or we're like, oh Lord, I need to do something. So it's one thing or the other. Imagine you had a black marker or blue marker that was washable, and you circled all the areas that you wanted to focus on: hips and inner thighs and outer thighs and buttocks and tummy and all under the arms. These are adipose areas. Those are the areas that this helps to work on. Those trouble areas, and we all have them. So that's the whole idea of using this, is it helps to, release some of those fatty acids, kind of burn them for fuel, but do it in a way that you're not jittery or nervous, and you can take it every day. So even if someone says, well, I'm on blood pressure and thyroid medication, share it with your doctor. There's no stimulant in here. There's a hint of guarana in the base, but I think you probably would get more energy smelling your morning Starbucks coffee. So I think you're perfectly fine with that. But it's a wonderful product. It's got those wonderful peels in there. It really does make a difference. And I try to base it on a diet around 2,000 calories a day. But if you're eating really healthy, it's more about what you're eating, and it's not the calories. It's just watch those carbs, because they do creep up on you. So stored fat belly burner, non-stimulant formula. Active ingredients is the Sinitrol, showing that meaningful decrease in abdominal fat and reduction of waist and hip circumference. That's why pants and things fit a little bit better, because that extra padding ends up getting burnt. It all goes with a healthy diet, with some kind of activity, and getting a good night's rest. Remember, if you're not getting a good night's rest, there's a lot of things that are not going right with the body. Keep in mind, Irwin Naturals makes a full line of natural, wonderful products. The Power to Sleep line, for helping to knock you out and get you drooling on your pillow and feeling fantastic the next morning, because there is nothing better, because you don't get caught up. People say, well, I'll sleep this weekend because I have time. You're not going to. You need to get every single night, start today, get a good night's rest, and continue. Set a bedtime, which is hard for some of us, but make sure that you're getting the quality sleep and the most out of your sleep that you can. These products do make a difference. So here's another product that I really wanted to talk about. Berberine has been around for a very long time, but it's now making another kind of appearance because of things like Ozempic and things like that in the body that people are injecting. Is this nature's Ozempic? No. Is it being kind of called that? Yes. If you watch social media, you'll see that they're calling this nature's Ozempic. It's really not. But the wonderful thing about this product is, it's not like you go to the berberine plant to get berberine. Berberine is a Ayurvedic product. It's an alkaloid that's found in things like golden seal and bearberry and barberry and Oregon grape and some turmeric products. It's in those, it's an alkaloid in those plants that we're used for many things: anti-diabetic, antimicrobial, antihypertensive, many studies showing amazing results. Over 7,500 published articles that were researched on this ingredient. In 2022, over 600 published articles on berberine, showing a pretty big interest in this. Now, areas of concentration on this product, areas of blood glucose management. This is why some people try to associate it with things like the injectable drug Ozempic or, Minerva, any of those kind of things that are out there right now, Wegovy, any of them. This works on lipid metabolism. It works on blood sugar. It also helps us with helping lower cholesterol levels. It also does have an obesity lipid lowering compound for moderate weight loss. People will say, can I use this along with stored fat belly burner? Absolutely. Many times the synergism of using things together give you that much better result. Also, GI health performs well for antibiotic therapy as well as addressing bacterial imbalances in the gut. Helps to release nitric oxide, we know, which is your internal blood flow for the entire body, to the heart, to the brain, to the hands, to the feet. A lot of men's products use nitric oxide, which of course helps the whole body, but those products are geared more toward sexual activity and erectile problems, increasing blood flow. But we all could use some natural nitric oxide to increase blood flow for all of us. And also brain, helping with neuroprotective factors and great pathways to the brain. So berberine is doing amazing things. But some berberines for some people, although it can be for a very short period of time, we have to remember this. Many things that we take orally, there are people that are going to respond positively, but they may have some unwanted side effects, like maybe diarrhea, maybe constipation, maybe some gas, maybe some stomach upset. With some things that you're trying to do to better yourself, sometimes there are things that we need to focus on. Berberine hydrochloride, some people experience, at higher dosages of 1,000 to 1,500 milligrams a day, they may notice things like nausea, vomiting, and things like that. It's rare, but there's a possibility. I would rather lay it on the table and be transparent, let people know. The great thing is it's usually short-lived and our body starts to adjust to it. So keep that in mind. One of the biggest contributors to weight gain today and difficulty is blood sugar balance. We hear about metabolic syndrome all the time. Believe it or not, diabetes, blood pressure, heart disease, things like that, they're all kind of related and they can lead into each other if we don't get things under control. Getting our weight in a good manageable area. Nobody needs to all be a size 0. You need to be at a comfortable weight for you that gives you movement, makes you feel good in your skin, but also maybe takes some of the risk factors of health conditions out of the way. So don't shoot for Hollywood's weight. Shoot for the weight that makes the difference for you, that gives you better visibility, that makes you feel better in your clothes. You're not taking your pants off at the end of the day and you've got an indent because you squeezed yourself into it. That's not healthy. And we've all done that. Sometimes I don't think it's the pants where my stomach was ever going to pop back out again. It was pushed in so tight. So I've battled my weight my entire life. And when you find things that work, you want to stick with them because of the fact that it really does make a difference when you feel better. So great thing about this is we know that when you take berberine hydrochloride, it converts into dihydroberberine. Dihydroberberine is an amazing product because you can use 5 times less than most hydrochloride berberines that are out there. So they've decided to use dihydroberberine in this product, which is great. It also bypasses some of the stomach upset and some of the noticeable effects that may occur with hydrochloride. Both of them are going to give you good results. Dihydroberberine just kind of knocks a step out of the way. In animal studies, they showed that dihydroberberine is 4 times 8% better bioavailability and absorbability, 8.7 times higher bioavailability in human studies, which is great. We know that dihydroberberine has excellent absorption, poorer absorption in berberine hydrochloride, because that's why we have to take so much, 1,000 to 1,500 milligrams, just to get the results. But you do. You still get the results, but you have to take more. Minimal GI side effects, some GI side effects, lower dosage required, higher dosage required, stronger sugar lowering effects, moderate sugar lowering effects. So if you look at it, you can get results in berberine in general. But if you're trying to hone in, maybe looking at our dihydroberberine might be something to take a look at. I just want everybody to realize one thing about berberine. Berberine is a great product. We've changed ours a little bit. We added some green tea and some chromium. So we have our berberine, but we've also added the fat burning, sugar balancing effects as well. So you're getting a lot more bang for the buck that way. At Irwin Naturals, we're passionate, and hope you can feel my passion. I love what I do, and I love being able to give people the tools to make their lives better and healthier. That's what we do at Irwin Naturals. That's why we continually innovate new products. We try them out with our partners to see how they're doing. We want to get them in the store for people to try because everybody's different. I wait on identical twins who are genetically identical, but they take different programs because they do different things. So at Irwin Naturals, we listen. We listen to all of the information. We gain as much information as we can get. We learn from all of the information that's there. Then you have to process it. And you have to decide whether it's something we can do. Is this something we can do well? Is this something we can do very, very effectively? Can we do something in a way that our customers that love our line is going to enjoy it? If all of those T's are crossed and the I's are dotted, then we act. And then we come out and we do it the best way we can to give people the best success possible. So I hope that that helps. I hope that gives you some tools to look at. I hope it gives you some ideas to realize that you are not alone. If you have ever just thrown in the towel and fallen off the wagon and run into the woods, we get it. I get it. Just remember that you will find success when you lay a foundation, have a plan, write down your goals, pick a program you can do for 90 days, use a nutrient product that will make a difference for you, that will allow you to be able to be successful. Drink water, manage your stress, find a partner to do it with you so you can hold each other up. You can't, but you both can't be stressing out on the same day. You got to take turns, and give things a chance. I think you're going to be really fine with all of that. So hopefully that today will allow you to get some really good noticeable information, maybe some ideas, maybe some, oh, I never thought of it that way. That's what I'm looking for. So I hope that was beneficial. What do you think, Lori?
Dr. Burke, thank you so much. Absolutely. I love your analogies. Again, you keep it easy. You keep it simple to where you can understand, like pushing the sugar in the shopping cart or, wiping the slate clean for your digestive system and getting that cleanse for your liver. I mean, I never thought about it that way. So your analogies were amazing. And, I want to give our audience an opportunity to ask you some questions right now. And if you haven't done so already, please go to the Q&A section located at the bottom of your screen. We can have a live Q&A here with Dr. Burke. But I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to our Earthfare moderator. We do have some questions already in the Q&A section. So Earthfare moderator, if you don't mind, I'll throw it on over to you.
Absolutely. Hi, everybody. So this is a question that Lori and I were actually sharing together, and I know that there are others probably listening that are curious as well. What advice or supplements would you have for specifically women, but people as they age to kickstart their metabolism over 35 or 40?
I would say, first of all, we have to address the foundational deficiencies that we have first. Our bodies are running on empty. We're eating foods that taste incredibly well, manufactured by food companies that know that we will lead with our tongues and our mouths and our palate and our cravings, and knowing well and good that the products and the foods have no nutritional value. So, of course, eating a better diet is going to be one of the best things you can do for metabolic enhancement. And believe it or not, some kind of movement, getting a good night's rest, staying hydrated is very important, but also the basic essentials, a good, strong multiple vitamin. Our men's and women's living green multiples give you soft gel, easy absorption, but it fills a lot of those little holes that are around the body that we're running on empty. We're still functioning, but we may not be functioning at full capacity because we're missing nutrients. Minerals are very important. Plenty of greens in the diet. I really like the idea of the berberine because it has the chromium and also the green tea in there, which kind of gets metabolic enhancement going. If there's already localized body fat areas, the stored fat belly burner, if you're a carbohydrate junkie or a carboholic, like I like to say, you can definitely use the 3-in-1 carb blocker. But really it comes back to taking a look at the picture and asking yourself the question, am I healthy? Am I sleeping well? Am I managing my stress? Do I feel good? Am I getting sick a lot? Do I have things like urinary tract infections? Is my menstrual cycle not really well? Have I been in for a physical just to get my blood work done in the last couple of years? We have to set the basics first, because many times just by addressing the basics, everything else falls in place.
Great advice. I know we are all guilty of not getting enough sleep and avoiding the doctor, so it's a good place to start.
Mhm.
We've got another viewer who wanted to ask about Irwin Naturals triple diet supplement. She said she's planning to take it and wants to know your thoughts on how it works and all of that, all those good details.
The triple diet is a great formula. A little bit of an energy booster in there, but not too much. Very, very little. I wouldn't consider it a stimulant formula. I like it because it works on areas of some mild fat burning. It helps with appetite control and it helps with energy. Today we're so tired. People are not sleeping well. They're going through the motions. And then what do we do first thing in the morning? We caffeinate. And by the time people leave the coffee place, they're drinking upwards of if they're drinking one of the blended drinks, they could be drinking 1,000 calories in there, having a 400 calorie muffin. They're 1,400 calories in already, and they haven't even got to work. And what happens is that caffeine buzz, as it wears off, we want to keep it. So we go to the vending machine, we go to the break room, we run to the corner store, we do a soda, more coffee, something to give us a little jolt to get us back up again. And then we do this routine all during the day. And it's not really healthy for the nervous system. I mean, coffee's fine. I don't have a problem with coffee. It's what we do to the coffee that makes it taste like a liquid donut. That's where all the calories and all the sugar come in. Triple diet gives people a way of elevating their energy and keeping it up, which keeps them from reaching for snacks and sugar and foods, but also gives you a little bit more punch when you're exercising, curbs your appetite a little bit, gives you a little bit of a metabolic push. It's a great product. It does very, very well. I usually just tell people, give it a shot and see how you do, and then adjust your dosage accordingly.
Great, thank you. We've got another listener here who is looking for your tips on getting the suggested amount of water per day. He says he doesn't really love drinking water and wants to know if coffee counts.
Coffee does not count because it is, and you would think it was because it's basically brown water. But the problem is that when the caffeine is in there, sometimes it actually causes a little bit of dehydration. I don't have a problem with the coffee, but I think if people aim for the half their body weight in water, that would be substantial, or even the 8 glasses a day. I say 6 to 8 glasses. The easiest way to drink your water is to have it all in front of you all day during the day. And by that, I mean, rather than trying to keep track of it, get yourself a half-gallon container. Fill it with water at the morning time. And what ends up happening is you have all day to drink that. Usually what happens very quickly is you start to feel good. You start to notice your bowels are better, your urinary tract is better, your skin gets better, you have more energy, you're full, you're not munching all day long. Usually, in a short period of time, you're adding more water to it throughout the day. If you need to add fruit, lemon slices, cucumbers, oranges, apples, berries, or something to it, if you need to make yourself an iced tea that's not sweetened in there, if you need to do things to it to give you the beverage to take it down, that's fine. But the thing about it is if you have the whole measurement with you, and I did this with my 90-year-old grandmother, you'll love this story, I gotta tell you. She used to put 8 pennies on her sill above her window, and she would move a penny over every time that she drank a glass of water. And then when she finally got to the point where a little dementia was settling in, she said, I can't remember if I'm going left to right or right to left. And I said, no problem, Nana. So she got a 64-ounce container. She filled it up in the morning, and she knew that it needed to be empty by bedtime. It was a short period of time she started filling it up halfway again during the day. She was getting a lot more water. It's easier than trying to remember all the water you're drinking throughout the day because you have your measurement right in front of you. But that does make a difference.
And you mentioned a couple of times touching on the importance of quality sleep. I know you mentioned briefly that Irwin Naturals does have a sleep supplement. I wondered if you could talk about that a little bit more, and then also any other tips you have for those of us who don't get enough rest.
Well, first of all, keep your I wouldn't say your appliances, but keep your technology out of the bedroom. Because, most of the time, and I've been guilty also, I'm in my studio, I shut down for the night, I go to bed, I'm tired, I pick up my iPad or my phone, and then I start all over again. When you have that blue light near your face at night, by that time, your melatonin has worked its way to the front of the brain because you're getting tired because of dark end of day. When you bring those blue lights too close to your face, the melatonin starts to recede. And then you're wide awake again and you're starting all over. You're defeating the purpose. So make sure your room is comfortable. Make sure that you have movement of air, a fan, a ceiling fan. I live in Las Vegas, so we have a lot of people that sleep when you're awake and they're awake when we're asleep. So have blackout shades in the bedroom. Have a good mattress. If you haven't changed your mattress in 5 or 6 years, it's probably time. skin cells, moisture, things like that. We lose coils, things make our bed uncomfortable. Have good, clean linens. Make sure that your blinking LED lights are not aimed in your direction. Little things can keep us from getting a good night's rest. Don't overeat before bedtime. Don't overdrink fluids before bedtime. That'll be another way of getting you up and disrupting your sleep. Irwin Naturals makes 5 sleep formulas. They make their original Power to Sleep, which is a 2 milligram melatonin. They make a stronger one. A lot of people that fly internationally through time zones like this one, because melatonin helps to reset the circadian rhythm, especially when you're awake, when you're used to being asleep, and now you're in a place when you're sleeping, when you're used to being awake. Helps to kind of reset that circadian rhythm. We also have a melatonin-free Power to Sleep. And then we have 2 that are Power to Sleep with CBD added to them as well. So 5 different formulas that are available. They all help you get a good, relaxing night's sleep. You don't feel groggy in the morning. You actually feel rested. Because how can we function during the day? How can we do all the things we need to do? How can we stay focused? How can we keep our immune system strong when we're not charging the batteries? You know how you are when you get up in the morning and your phone is dead. And all day long, you're running around trying to find plugs, places to plug in to recharge. We do the same thing with our bodies, but we do it with sugar and caffeine. We shouldn't be playing that race. We should be sleeping well. We should be charging our phones at night. We should be sleeping well, getting rest so that we're vibrant and energetic and cognitively balanced. It's that important. And not everybody sleeps 8 hours. I sleep 5 hours, but I get every bit of it. And I use the Power to Sleep to make sure those 5 hours are really solid. Get the sleep you need, but get the quality sleep and don't just go through the motions.
It's another great metaphor. Lori, I think we're going to have to do a follow-up webinar. We've got a lot of questions coming in, but I think we're probably getting pretty close to time. Do we have time for any more, or do we need to wrap it up?
We have time for one more.
All right. We had one that just came in that I thought was really interesting. He's wanting to know if someone is on a heart medication and cannot eat grapefruit, does that affect their ability to take the Sinatrol?
I would say no, but I would say the best thing to do is to show it to your medical practitioner. I've had people that have done this in the past. They were using a statin or they were using a medication that they were not allowed to drink with a glass of juice. This is a peel. It comes from the peel oils. That's why it's different. But I've also learned that we're all very individual. And having that open relationship with your medical practitioner is the best thing to do. Is it the same as eating the fruit or drinking the juice? No, because it's coming from the rind and the oil. So I would say I'd feel comfortable, but I'd feel more comfortable with them sharing it with their medical practitioner.
Wonderful. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. I'm sorry we didn't get to all of the questions. We did have a question in the chat. Will you be able to view this later? Yes, the answer is yes. We will be sending out the recording afterwards. So if you didn't take furious notes like some of us did, then you'll be able to catch up. So take it away, Lori.
All right. Thank you so much. And Jeff, again, amazing. I have a feeling we'll do a lot more work together with podcasts and some other shows. So really appreciate you coming on today. It's been extremely helpful. So thank you. And I do want to remind folks throughout the remainder of this month for January, there are tons of cleansing, detox, and weight loss products by Irwin Naturals that are on sale for 20% off. And then just to keep that momentum going for the new year in your health journey, for the entire month of February, all of the libido products for men and women, as well as multivitamins, will be 20% off. So if you have any questions, the great thing is Earth Fare has an extremely knowledgeable staff on site to help answer questions, point you in the right direction. So stop by your local Earth Fare and save on all of these amazing products. But again, Jeff, thank you. It's been an honor chatting with you today.
Thank you very much. And thank you to everybody that tuned in today. I hope your weight management journeys are successful. And like Lori mentioned, the wonderful thing about having stores like Earth Fare is you can go there and have these conversations and get your questions answered. Don't guess. Don't eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Take a minute, ask the question so that you're starting your journey with the right information. And that's where your success comes from.
Absolutely. Well, thanks again. And for those who would like to watch this episode again, we will be posting this to Earth Fare's YouTube channel. So we do encourage you to subscribe. You can find us at My Earth Fare. We'll have this Fresh Forum available to view, as well as all of our previous Fresh Forums. So until next time, I hope everyone has a safe, happy, and healthy day. And we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, Jeff.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.